y'all check that out. N4H here. 28 megahertz all over the place on the DX cluster. Well, why is that? Look here. This is N3FJP amateur contact log, and I have the DX cluster running in the bottom. Let me show you how you do that in case you haven't seen it. I did cover it in one of the videos about the amateur contact log, which I've now been using for a year. If you go to settings, you see that at the top of my screen. I'll zoom in. And the answer to the question I posed, why so many 10-meter posts? There's a contest going on 10 meters this weekend. So if you suddenly see a bunch of 10-meter spots showing up on the DX cluster, or any one particular band for that matter, it's probably a contest. Okay, so under settings, I'm going down. So settings is the third over here on the top, and I'm going down to the DX spotting and click configure. And then let me move over here so you can see what I'm doing. You enable DX spotting right here. Big bold letters. Now while that's enabled, let me zoom out a second and show you something else that happens. And I moved it over to another screen, but I will bring it back over here. You see that? That is a band map, so you see that those are all the frequencies and call signs that are currently spotted for 10 meters. Let me get that down so you can see it all. So it's kind of cool. It's in the order of frequency, the lower frequencies at the top, higher frequencies at the bottom. So it's just giving you you can see there's a big gap there too, right? But it's giving you an idea of how much activity is on the band and where they are. And if you have it set up properly, and I've shown this in some of the earlier videos, I won't go into the details here, but you can say, well, hey, I want to work this one on 28,451. All right, I'm going to click on it and look down here at my radio using the FTDX 5000. It works the same way with the FTDX 10 over here. And of course, I'm going to leave that train on the radio for a moment, and I'll click on a different one. Here's one on 28,490. And what it also does, let me go back up to the monitor here. When I click on them, you know, you've seen this before, it brings up a picture from their QRZ page, because I have this one set up to link to QRZ. Again, showed that in other videos. If you want to go back and watch all the videos about the amateur contact log and N3FJP amateur contact log here on the channel. Don't forget, I have nearly 60 playlists, I think. Lots of different subjects covered. So look through there, and you want to take advantage of that. Over 500 videos, thanks to the Patreon support team who help offset the expenses of doing this. So I'm going to close that one down. I didn't work him, but I wanted you to see that if you click on a call sign in here, I'm going to move it back over to my other monitor, it will automatically put their call sign in, frequency I'm on, all that kind of stuff, last power level I used, the current time. Now I can change that time by clicking time on. If I were to work him, I would just say time on, you know. See that, 23:36. Each time you click it, it'll just take the current time, plug it in there. So it saves a lot of entries into the log. Of course, really, the frequency, the band, the mode, the date, even the time, they're all automatically filled in. I've got it set to automatically put in 5/9. It pulled in that he's in U.S. Virgin Islands from that QRZ page. So there's really very little work to do once you key in a call sign. But in that case, I didn't even key in the call sign. I just clicked it on that list. That's kind of a cool feature of the DX spotting. So again, that's, let me go back up here and show you. That's settings, and then you go to DX spotting enable DX spotting. Now, it puts it down here at the bottom, right here. Now, I've resized all this. The reason I resized it is because I sometimes like to put my amplifier control up here. I'll show you. Let's see, it's not powered up. So, but what I'll do is I'll connect to the amp, and then I'll make this minimize to vertical, and it puts it over there on the right. So I just squeeze this in a little bit to make some room on the screen for my amplifier control. Shows me SWR, power, and which antenna I'm on, and you can change your antenna selections. You can tell it to auto tune, like, because it's got a built-in antenna tuner. So that's why I resize. This is not about that, but that's the Elecraft software though. But that's why I resize mine a little bit. But this will come in at a default, and then you just resize it how you like. I've just got it squeezed down a little bit. But there's your DX cluster again. A lot of 10-meter activity, just because of the contesting. I just clicked on one down there in that list, and you see it brings him up and fills in everything. Los Angeles, California. His name is Alexander. So you see how that works. I want to give you a bonus in this video. After you work a DX station, if you want to spot them, it's really easy. You'll log the contact over here, log contact. And I haven't worked this guy, so I'm just going to hit escape. But pretend I did, and all I have to do is click this button here, spot last. You don't actually go up here and click them in the list. You just click spot last. It will only spot the last person you worked. So yeah, I did request when I first started using the software, the ability to be able to click down here on somebody else and have maybe a spot option here. But that's not in there at this point. If it's been added, I don't know. I haven't updated mine in a while. So if it is in there, forgive me. I mean, I think it would be nice to be able to click, like if you worked a few in rapid succession, it'd probably be good to be able to go back and spot them all. But for now, from what I understand with my version, I can only spot the last station that I worked. And once you do that, it'll show up down here in the DX cluster. It'll say DE and your call sign is the person who spotted that station. So, hey, just wanted to throw that little bonus in there for you. Thanks for watching videos on my channel. It really means a lot. Of course, there's no reason for me to do this if people don't care and don't like the content. If you do like the content, please click like and consider subscribing. I now want to acknowledge 5 of the people who bring this content to you, because financially I couldn't do this by myself. So the expenses are offset by members of a Patreon support team, and I acknowledge that what I call the long haulers. Those are the ones who support the channel with significant donations over a significant amount of time. So you're going to see 5 of them coming right up. Hey, thanks again. 73 from N4H&H.